The movie begins with a girl named Dilara, a famous Turkish theater actress who has become arrogant. One day, she got an offer to work in a commercial for a shampoo company, which she had never heard about before. She found the script of that ad strange because, according to the script, she had to play a character who was a good wife and mother. Later, this would be Dilara's first commercial, so she could not tell her manager, Aisha, that she did not want to act in that ad. Meanwhile, Dilara's rich and famous friend had never been around a middle-class family. All her friends started making fun of Dilara because she had to play a middle-class woman for the commercial. And now, slowly, because of that shampoo named Belinda and her friend Arzu, Dilara's happiness disappeared. Soon, the shooting day came, and as soon as Dilara reached the set, she was introduced to the children whose mother she was going to play in the commercial. After some time, a strange actor, who would be her husband in the commercial, met her. Dilara started to get worried because of his strange behavior. After some time, the shooting starts, and with that, the mistake started. While the director was not happy with the acting, and seeing a strange man before her, Dilara could not act properly. The ad film shoot did not end, and Dilara was tired of working all day. Her director told her that she would have to forget her real identity and adopt the personality of her character named Handan, which she is playing. After that, she accepted his advice. When Dilara changed into the Handan, everything changed for her like magic. She became Handan, and she was transported to a real middle-class house. In that house, she saw two children playing. However, she did not see any camera, nor did her director. Dilara had now been transported into the life of that family whose story was only written on paper. She could not understand anything and started behaving strangely. And the family's husband, Nechati, felt that his wife had gone mad. Meanwhile, she wanted to end the prank and go home immediately. So, when she got a chance, she ran away from there. Nechati kept trying to stop his wife. And later, when Dilara went to her boyfriend, Serkin's house, she thought everything was fine. Meanwhile, her boyfriend couldn't recognize her. Not only that, Arzu was living in Serkin's house. Because of that, Dilara felt that Serkin was cheating on her. At the same time, she went to meet her other friends and started drinking with them. However, those people also refused to recognize her. They also said that the whole world knows that Serkin and Arzu live together. Not only Dilara's identity, moreover. When she went to her house, it was also not hers. And when she tried to go inside the house, she found out someone else was living there. After giving up, she had to go back to Nechati, while her husband had to pay the taxi driver his entire month's salary. Without paying attention to him, Dilara started trying to understand whether the world around her was real or fake. Later, she started living in Nechati's house. After taking Nechati out of her room, she started waiting for her bad dream to end. However, the next morning, when she woke up from sleep, she discovered it was not a dream. She again ran away from Nechati, and she started trying to understand the new middle-class life. Not just a family, she also had a job. According to the script, she remembers Handan has a job in a bank. Meanwhile, upon searching for her name, she finds out that a woman named Dilara has disappeared from the world, and she couldn't take her new life. Later, she started telling her office and her manager that her family was fake, and Dilara is her real identity. Seeing her madness, her manager told her he knew her name was Dilara. At that time, Dilara thought that her manager knew about her drama. So, she happily agreed to go out of the office with him. While in reality, the manager had an affair with Handan. Dilara was completely trapped in her new life. And that night, she came to know that the man who had an affair with Handan, he was her husband Nechati's brother-in-law, Akif. Because of her situation, Dilara's health started deteriorating, and she lost her sense of selfishness. Later, she thought that if she used Belinda's shampoo, she could return to her world again. However, when she washed her hair, things got even worse. The next day, she had to go to the doctor, to whom she told everything. She said that after washing her hair with an unknown shampoo, she came to another world. She started acting in front of the doctors so that they could trust her, and they could believe that she was an actress. However, doing that was her biggest mistake. She was officially declared mental and admitted to the same hospital. And after that day, She stayed in the same hospital day and night. After seeing her life ruined, she saw Arzu getting success, seeing her progress, and she was now living Dilara's dream life. Suddenly, she met an old woman in the hospital who started talking about the multiverse. She said the other door also gets closed when one is closed. Every door gets closed. That's why Dilara has to play this game of nonstop doors. And if she keeps playing this game, her door will open. After understanding the crazy, strange things of that woman, Dilara started pretending to be Handan so that she could show the doctors that she was fine, and she wants to go to her family. After returning home, she started behaving as if she was a part of that family. Later that night, she discovered that Dilara's family always makes her sleep by telling a scary story. And she started feeling that the whole house was no less than some mental hospital. Later, her husband tried to come close to her again, and she tried to stay away from him. However, in this time her son saved her. The next day, she went to Serkin and convinced him to talk to her. While Serkin was still thinking of her as a crazy woman who follows him all the time, Dilara tried to remind him of all the things that happened between them. However, her attempt was unsuccessful. Dilara wanted to get back her acting job. Meanwhile, to get her job back, she had to get close to Serkin and intimate with him. She was angry with Serkin's behavior and how he used her and cheated on his girlfriend. But she wanted to get her life back as soon as possible. And she could only get her life back when she started acting again. Later, in Handan's family, only her daughter understood that her mother was hiding something, and she kept an eye on Dilara all the time. After a few days, Dilara was called to the theater group where she used to participate. She started asking for an audition opportunity. As soon as Dilara started her performance, everyone was shocked. And at the same time, she got a job. Because of getting a job, Dilara happily started spending time with the family. One day, the family members started saying bad things about her husband's sister, Farida. They were doing this because she couldn't become a mother. Dilara tried to take care of Farida, and she made her feel better and told her that she would act in a theater now. And she wants Farida to work there as well. This was the secret between them. Farida became friends with Handan while hiding her secret from other people. When they all came back home, Akif suddenly attacked Dilara, and he started asking Dilara about some money bags. Dilara learned that Akif and Handan used to do money laundering. And after earning a lot of money, they were planning to run away from there with the money. Dilara's life was in danger now, because Akif said that the people of the company were looking for her. Meanwhile, even after knowing this truth, she couldn't tell Nachadi anything. She thought that how she entered Handan's life was the same way Handan must have lived Dilara's life. That's why she decided to play the game for a few more days. She started looking for money everywhere, and she also started taking care of the house. She completely became Handan, and she started coming out of her old life. Later, everything was going fine, but then, one night, she had an accident. She didn't get much of an injury. However, she got a letter stating that the company had given her 24 hours. After that, those people would come to her house and take everything from her. In the time of stress, her husband started talking to Dilara about when he and Handan came close to each other. And then Dilara started thinking she might have to go close to Nachadi to find the money. Later, she got intimate with him. Dilara's plan worked, and she saw a sign with the help of which she found a bag of money. The next day, when she got the money, she wrote a letter to Nachadi, and she started preparing to run away from the house. When she was saying goodbye to the children of Handan, her daughter asked Dilara whether her real mother would come back home or not. When Dilara came out of her home, some people approached her and took her to a police station. For hours, Dilara was sitting in the police station, and she started feeling that she was arrested for money laundering. When she got a chance to talk to the police, she found out that those people didn't take her for money laundering. Instead, they brought her to the police station because of an accident last night. Without any problem, Dilara was released, and she tried to reach her theater as soon as possible. However, as soon as she reached the theater, she discovered she had been fired from the theater because they all found out that Dilara is a married woman whose real name is Handan. Even after so much hard work, she couldn't bear it when Dilara didn't get a chance to act. Even after 1,000,000 attempts, she lost everything. That's why she decided to jump off the roof of the same theater and end her life. Suddenly, it started raining, and while performing for the last time, Delara threw all the money. She didn't give her life, however. When she was coming out of the theater, she came in front of the company's car. Suddenly, she was transported back to her lost life. In fact, whatever Delara experienced as a Han Don was just her imagination. When her director advised her to live as a Han Don because she was a great actress, she imagined a Han Don's life. She started living that life in her mind, and finally, she fixed everything in Han Don's imaginary life and returned to her real life. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe. See you next time. Take care.